Hey everybody, Prepper Nurse 1 here. Today, it's still December 11th, it's just Wednesday, 2019. And so we're going to talk about having as many different sources of different ways to make power that you can possibly have. And we're going to get into a little bit of everything with that. But, excuse me. I'll tell you what, I don't know what's going on. The sickness type of thing is just kind of like lingering, and it's my stomach right now. It hasn't been a whole lot of fun, but anyway, so I'm going to continue. I don't know why I'm having this gas, is from that, and it absolutely tastes terrible, I'll be honest with you. So anyhow, okay, couple different things I want to talk about real quick. I will be live streaming tonight. We were going to be talking about what we need to be worried about in 2020. And so that's a pretty long laundry list, I'm sure, right? So we're going to discuss that tonight, and that will be at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So if you would like to join us for the live stream, that would be awesome. I would love to see you there. We generally have great discussions, so that's what we're going to be doing tonight, okay? And so that will be 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, so please join us then. The other thing I wanted to mention, and I talked about it in the earlier video, I am doing a second giveaway. It is just for anybody that is not within the continental United States. And the way that you get into that contest is in that last video that I just did. You go to that video, you have to like the video, be a subscriber to the channel. Also, you have to make a comment, and in your comment you have to state where you are from, what country you're from. Okay, so that's the only way that you have to do it, and I'm going to be doing the drawings for that giveaway, and there's two of them, and that will be on Sunday, during my live stream on Sunday at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, once again. Okay, so that is that part of it. And so let's get into the topic. Let's talk about as many different ways to have power as you possibly can. Okay, obviously the standard power that most people have, you have regular power that you're hooked up to the net, you know, so, or the grid, and so you have power that way, obviously. But if that power were to go out, what other sources of power do you have? Okay, so having different options, I think, is very, very smart to do. Excuse me. Having a backup generator is a great thing to have. Very, very smart to have that, and if you can have more than one generator, it's even smarter. Also, if having a solar system or a wind turbine, another way to produce power, you know, having the batteries and everything like that as well, to have another form of power that you can produce on your own. They have where you can use a car alternator, and you can have a bicycle, and as you pedal you create power. It's another way that you can do it. You know, using hydro, having, you know, if you have a creek or something near you, you can also, you know, produce power that way. You know, probably a river would be better, obviously, but you know, you're not going to get a whole lot of power off of the little creek, but you would get something. Something as opposed to nothing is better, you know what I mean, as far as that goes. So, being able to light your houses, you know, power goes out, what other alternative ways do you have to be able to light your home? So, obviously candles are a great thing to have. You obviously have to be very careful with candles and plan ahead with candles, because unfortunately not everybody's really smart in dealing with candles, and so they'll burn their houses down, which causes a whole myriad of new problems. So, but candles are a great way of doing it. Lanterns, kerosene lanterns, even battery operated lanterns, making sure you have extra flashlights, make sure you have plenty of batteries. You know, you have to think alternatively. Well, if I don't have this, will this work? If I don't have that, will that work? So if you have layers of protection for yourself, it gives you that opportunity to be able to have different choices when it comes, you know, to taking care of those type of things. And I just think it's a smart thing to do. I know they have. I have those. They're like a circle thing like this, and it has the liquid in there. And I think they're 100-hour candles, and they're great things to have. And you have your wick, and again, it's more along the kerosene way of having it, but it's pretty contained. It's not going to tip over, and so it's a great way. Hello, yes. It's a great way to have an alternative so that you can have light anyway. So again, all those things are going to go into play. All those things are going to go into play. So people need to think about that. So realistically, what I would want most people to do, especially if you're a novice and you haven't done any kind of preparing at all, look in your home and decide, okay, what do I have and what do I need? So you look at your wants and your needs list as far as being able to, you can start out with candles. Candles are cheap. Candles don't cost a whole lot of money. So even a kerosene lantern, or you have those other kerosene lights as well. The old school types that they used back in the day. There's a lot of alternative ways. Now, obviously, you're going to have to make sure that you have. Hello, can I help you? You need to make sure that you have plenty of wicks. So those are something else that you're going to want to look at. I know that, like with the wicks right now, if you're going to Walmart, they're pretty cheap. They're not expensive at all. So I know I have a tremendous amount of backup wicks, just because, again, when the time comes, guys, and I've said this over and over and over again, you're going to have what you have. Going to the store at that point and getting more stuff is not an option at that point. So you're going to need to plan ahead, be ready as much as you possibly can be in preparing that aspect. So, like I said, candles is a nice way to start. Those kerosene lanterns, they're really, really nice to have. They're not expensive. It's another great way of having a light source, again. So the kerosene lanterns, like I have, actually I got one sitting up over here. Actually, I can show you. Hold on. As you can see, it's quite dusty, but having that kerosene lantern, that's a nice little thing to have. That's going to be a nice way to make sure that you have light when that time comes. Make sure you have plenty of kerosene. Okay, I probably have 6 more of these. They were $6 a piece at Walmart. You can't go wrong for that, And then I have the old style ones as well, the glass ones. I have a bunch of them. Whenever I see them at a garage sale, I will pick them up at a garage sale. So garage sales are great ways to pick up things really, really cheaply, and you can get a lot of good stuff, that way. So again, thinking outside of the box, thinking about your wants and your needs. Something like this, realistically, that's not taking up a lot of space, and it's pretty cheap. And so, you pick up a couple of these, you pick up a couple of 5-gallon things of kerosene, and excuse me, I'm sorry, and you're good to go. And you're going to have a lot of power that you'll be, to be able to get around at night. And so, just something to think about. I wanted to share it with you because it's like, I think a lot of people don't always think about that part of it. They don't think about, well, how am I going to get around and see, in my home at night, and and those type of things. And again, you're going to be wanting to have, blackout curtains covering up your windows so people can't tell that you have some kind of either a power source or a light source and stuff like that. You don't want to make yourself that target. So, if you're going to be using that in your house, you're going to try to keep a low profile as much as you possibly can. You don't want to draw attention to yourself. It's not like you're going to put that in a window for everybody to see, and those type of things. So, just something to think about. But I would like to hear your thoughts. I'd like to hear what you guys have to say. But we need to think of alternatives. We need to think of, even methane. Think about that. You know, with the farmers have, you know, unlimited access to you know, cow crap, obviously, and that methane, and you can turn that into a power source. A gasifier, you know, if you know how to do a gasifier, all that information is out there right now. You may not need a gasifier right now, but if you have the information and are able to figure out how to do it, not a bad thing to have, because you have that way. It's another transportation way to get around. You know, alternatives. Always think of alternatives. Again, another alternative, and I've talked about this a little bit again, for transportation, is just having bicycles. I mean, think about how many steps a bicycle is going to save you when that time comes. It's a tremendous amount. It's going to save a tremendous amount. So, those are things to think about. You know, stay on top of, pay attention to. You know, when it comes to having a bicycle, having extra parts, spare inner tubes, all those type of things, patch kits, you know, all those type of things are really, really important to have. So, just something to think about. I thought I'd, you know, get on here and just kind of have that discussion with you guys, and you know, alternative ways. Think outside the box. What could I use? What could work? A can of Crisco. You know, if you got some kind of even a shoestring, okay, that could be used as a wick. Stick that in there, light it. You're going to have a long, long time where you can have light. You know, so again, always try to think outside the box. What's going to work for me? What can I use? What could be something that's going to help me out? Okay, so just wanted to sit down and do this quick video on this topic, and you know, share it with you and see what you guys had to say. All right, so anyway, please join me tonight for the live stream. Again, that's going to be at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and so think about those things, okay? And but anyway, we have a good topic tonight. What do we need to be worried about in 2020? And like I said, I think we're going to have a nice discussion on that, and I think it's going to be interesting. All right? So anyway, guys, remember, we are all in this together. That is important to remember. Also remember, hug and kiss the ones you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow's not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen. Life is so short and it's so precious, so you make sure you tell the people that you care about every single day. Okay? Also remember, guys, STD. It's one step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you're trying to do, whatever you're trying to accomplish, you can do it. The only one that can stop you from getting there is you. Nobody else can stop you. Okay? So stay positive, stay out of that negativity, don't feed into it, and you're going to be fine. I will talk to you all tonight at 8 o'clock or tomorrow. Alright? Have a great day. Prepper Nurse 1 out for now.